Up, down, and around we go. Oh my gosh. Then I was watching this video, or I was reading something actually, about this magnetic energy wave. It was called something else. It wasn't an EMS. It was something, I don't know. It was something else. It had a long word. And it came from the sun. It was some type of energy wave. Oh, it was called a cannibal. There we go. I know, it was a really scary word. I don't know why they gotta name these things this. But anyway, it was like this burst of energy at 11 million miles per hour just hitting and impacting Earth from the sun. And so there's been a lot of like crazy energy frequencies up and down. If you pay attention to like Schumann resonance, I don't pay too much attention to all that, but it's been pretty crazy. It's been really wild. We've had like this really big reset, this opportunity to kind of like kick back and relax, which for a lot of us is actually really hard to do. We have so much trauma attachments and anxiety because of that. And so it's really hard to find like this balance and peace with everything going on. So we're just kind of like being called to take a step back and just focus back on like priorities and just disconnecting from like the clutter and the chaos that has no pertaining to anything going on in your life. Because that stuff can be really distracting, and whether we admit it or not, those things do influence our moods. They influence the energy around us, they influence our day. So if like the things that you're seeing constantly online, like especially on Facebook, which is, it is difficult to clear out, but it is possible, or your TikTok, whatever it is, if you're constantly seeing all this negative stuff, that's what's in your face. Bro, it's just like the news. The news is going to throw all this negativity in your face because that's what gets attention, and that's what gets attention online as well. It does not mean that that's what's going on in life and the only thing going on in life is chaos and clutter. Sometimes it's really hard to see that. I'm not stressed out right now. I just have really bad allergies, or I'm sick. I think I'm just sick. I have this really random cold in June. I'm sorry. But the point is that it's not always just like, what's actually going on. It's just what we're allowing into ourselves, allowing in our energy field, allowing in our space, allowing to affect us, whether you admit it or not. I know, really, you got to be honest with yourself, because there are things that we say don't affect us but do, even if we're unaware of it. Like, just have that truth and sit with it and don't deny it, because come the freak on, it's going to affect you, whether you're just there chilling and like not listening to what's happening in front of you or not. Like, it's still happening and it's still in front of you. Like, so just because you don't think that it's happening or whatever, or it's happening some other way, or you know what I mean? Just because you don't think that things are affecting you, it doesn't mean you're right. It doesn't mean that things aren't changing us. So just be really cautious of what you consume, because it's like the same thing as your gut. Like the things that you consume, like physically, like food-wise, water, those things affect your body. If those things affect your body so greatly, like think about all the other stuff that affects us mentally and socially. Like, disconnect from all of that. Like, do a cleansing ritual, cleanse out your social media, your TikTok, all of these, Instagram, all of it. There's a lot of stuff we distract ourselves with, and if you want to get really on track, you have this goal, this set in your mind, start following people who are doing the things that you want to be doing, because that's going to give you more creative flow. No, don't copy those people, that's not what I'm saying, but like, it's going to give you much more creative endurance and motivation. So just start negating all the bad things and things that don't matter, don't resonate, and don't have anything to do with you. Get rid of all of that and just start bringing in and accepting the things that do have a lot to do with what you want to learn and contribute and bring into your life. So with all this crazy energy, we are still seeing a lot of success in our movement, whether it be slow or subtle. Like we still see like a lot of this success happening. And so it's like, even though it's not exactly where we want to be, we're still figuring out that we can do things, even things that are out of our norm or out of our ordinary. So just understand that even if you may find yourself unsure, or you may be coming towards a different path than what you originally planned for, that's not the end of the world. That's not you being confused, or not knowing where you need to be, because that sense of needing to know exactly what you need to do and where you need to be and all of this stuff, it's going to provide a lot more insecurity than it's going to provide any benefit. So don't think that way, because you really have no idea what path that you chose to get to where you are, because a lot of things translate in strange ways. Like relationships and just like just random knowledge can be translated and transmuted in different ways that we're unaware sometimes. Like we can see how the way you know children interact with their immediate environment with like that innocence, and that sparks a lot of epiphany moments in our adulthood when we observe that sort of stuff. So just like that as an example, just because we think things are doesn't mean they are. I know that's the silly one, but we've come to a lot of like defeat and tower moments, which isn't bad. It doesn't mean like bad things are happening and that the world's out to get you or anything like that, really. It just means that maybe you had to be like kind of pounded into a new reality, because sometimes there's things that we want for ourselves, but we don't take any action to start doing those things, or we just don't accept that path, and so we stumble and then we feel defeated, or we actually become defeated because we weren't learning the lesson the easy way, we're choosing the hard way. Sit with that one. I don't know. I'm guilty of it too. But just because you feel defeated in the moment, or maybe because you are defeated in the moment, doesn't necessarily mean that, things aren't going to go right, or they're going to turn south, or they're just like things are unbalanced or bad or whatever. Whatever word that's negative and you're feeding into your brain, it doesn't necessarily mean that that's the truth. Just sometimes we gotta be pounded into this new reality, because the shift we were making needs to happen. So just some of that sort of wisdom and knowledge and truth, and just find like this balance and peace, even if there's like chaos and things healing behind you or trying to separate behind you. Just let those things do its own, like I said earlier, like let those things do what they need to do and focus on yourself. Like create this energy protection around you, prioritize yourself, meditate, ground yourself, find yourself doing your rituals again, meditate more, and just focus on you. Like I know that we do that and we say that or whatever, but sometimes we really gotta actually do that, and that means cutting people out of our lives. That means refocusing what we want to do career wise, and so we gotta take some challenges on, which could mean like quitting your job, which that's like the scary, like we as society are like taught not to like quit our jobs because of employment. Like it affects our employment with future jobs or whatever, employers, sorry. But those things don't affect us the way we give them credit for. Sometimes we're honed in by fear because that's the way society is built on and it's structured. Because that's like its ultimate form of like control is through fear. Because if you get people afraid to lose their jobs or afraid to have income, or not enough income, I should say, then you have this more sense of security in having this person as your employee or some worker in the economy. Like it's a lot easier to have that stabilized than an empowered individual who wants to do and grow more, because a lot of jobs have like this cap, and no matter how much skills you trained for, how much you've learned and adapted, or how much experience you have, sometimes there's these caps, and we got to start being honest about some of that stuff, because if we really want more for ourselves and we're accepting limitations, then we're going to be limited, and we're going to feel limited because we're accepting that limitation. And I know that taking that leap of faith it's actually really scary, and sometimes it's not easy to do, especially when we do have like responsibilities and people who rely on us, especially kids. um so it's really important to at least transition and move yourself forward towards that path, if that's the path that you're trying to take. Having that leap of faith, and that doesn't necessarily mean you have to put all your eggs in one basket. It just means that you should start structuring your way towards that, so you're actually fulfilling some sort of goals, whether they're small or big. I would really suggest doing them small and starting small, investing in yourself, creating like a line of products or your services, and just starting small, doing some free work, just to get yourself out there, like free readings. It doesn't necessarily mean you gotta do it free all the time. Jeez, oh gosh. But you should, just put yourself out there and start practicing more, doing more to improve your skills, and focus on that, because that's going to help you reconnect with what you want to bring into your life. So finding a balance in that and your work can be really difficult, but you are capable of doing it. Totally believe that. You just gotta find some balance, and put more time and energy and focus into your goals and creative projects, so they can flourish and you can see your work improving, because we improve over time, and that creates more validation for what we're doing, um, for other people, so they can see the improvement over time. And so it's something that people enjoy watching, is somebody improving, because if somebody's like cookie cutter stamping the same like art projects over and over again, eventually it gets mundane and boring. And so it's really important to like test and thrive on your creative skills and challenge yourself, so you're doing new things and creatively. So just try to focus back on that sort of energy and priorities, so you can recenter yourself on what matters and not focus on all the other craziness going on. Because again, like there's a lot of stuff going on, and there's always going to be like a lot of crazy stuff going on, but right now in particular, we are transitioning into Cancer season as well. So there's going to be a lot more of endurance through this abundant period. So just realize that this is your time to shine, but in order to shine, you got to start spitting on that, rubbing it in, and doing the polishing and stuff. Okay, it came out really weird. You just polish your work, your practice, and improve, because people notice that stuff. Okay. I love you guys. I hope you enjoyed today's reading. If you want a private reading, you can check the link in the bio down below. And please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, because it helps me help you, help me, help me, you help you, help me.